Ocean plastic is a serious problem for aquatic health, and one of the biggest contributors to this problem is single-use plastic bags. If we want to clean up the ocean, we need our grocery trips to look less like this and more like this. There's a public policy that tries to create a world without plastic bags, but it always backfires. Let's talk about why this policy always fails and which policy is proven to reduce plastic bag usage by up to 75%. Single-use plastic bags are a problem all over the world. Americans use about 100 million single-use plastic bags a year, but most of the time it's to carry groceries just from the store into the car and from the car to the home. 12 minutes of use and then they're disposed of forever. If these bags were destined for the landfill, well, the problem would at least be manageable. But plastic bags cause more problems than most trash. Since they are light and catch in the wind easily, they often blow away from landfills or garbage trucks and land in the streets or in waterways. And if these bags get carried all the way out into the ocean, they cause even more problems. In the water, they float around like jellyfish, tricking predators into eating them. Autopsies on leatherback turtles found that 34% had died with plastic bags in their guts. Clearly, since plastic bags cause so many problems, there is scope for a policy that would help reduce their use. One of the most common policies is to ban stores from using single-use plastic bags. This seems like a reasonable policy and it's popular all over the United States. But there's a problem. It often makes things worse. One reason the policy backfires is that when you create a law, you must come up with a legal definition of a single-use plastic bag. The most common definition is a plastic bag whose thickness is less than 2.25 mil. A mil is equal to 1/1000th of an inch, but we might not have an intuitive sense of what that is, so I wanted to give you some examples. I don't know how thick this grocery bag is, but it's what you would commonly get at a grocery store. It feels definitely thinner than this, which is a garbage bag that would go in a normal garbage can. Up here, the thickness is 1.8 mil, and down on this portion, it is 0.9 mil. Now, to me, this definitely feels thicker than this, so I'm gonna say that this is down probably at 1/2 mil. This is about 2 mil. It's 2-ply toilet paper. From what I can tell, it's right at that cutoff of 2.25 mil. This is a gallon-sized Ziploc bag, and it would fall just on the other side, around 2.7 mil. Now, this is about the thickness of what you would see in a high-quality grocery bag. And this is a paper bag. It's very thick. I don't have the thickness of it, but it's clearly thicker than anything else here. So these plastic bag cutoffs are right around here, saying basically if you can't wipe yourself with it, you can't put your groceries in it. When you look at plastic bags that are less than 2.25 mil, like this one, you might understand why we banned them. I just got this one from the grocery store this week, and you can see that putting just a few boxes in it created some holes. They're not very durable. You might use them to line your trash can, but you're not gonna take them back to the store. You're not gonna get that many uses out of them. So it's not a very productive bag to have around. But the problem with creating a definition based off a cutoff like 2.25 mil is that the cutoff is arbitrary, which makes it easy to manipulate. Building a 10-foot wall creates a market for 11-foot ladders. Banning thin plastic bags creates a market for thick plastic bags. When areas ban thin plastic bags, usually stores will just go get thicker plastic bags or heavy paper bags, neither of which are good for the environment. Bag use doesn't decrease, and now the environment is littered with thicker bags. A similar thing has happened with plastic straw bans. When Starbucks eliminated plastic straws, they introduced plastic lids, which actually used more plastic. These bans backfire. So what can we do instead? We can be better economists. Economists have a word for the side effects from plastic bags: externalities. Externalities are when your choices affect others, but you don't bear the full cost of those consequences. If your plastic bag winds up in the belly of a leatherback turtle, you are unlikely to know that you were even an accomplice to its murder. So if the problem is that individuals do not pay the full cost for plastic bags, then the solution is simple. Instead of giving away plastic bags for free, charge people for using them. It's amazing how effective even a small charge is. A few years ago, I moved to California and I was shocked to discover that I was expected to pay 10 cents for every plastic bag I used. It is such a small, even trivial charge, but when you are standing in the self-checkout line and you have to enter on that screen how many bags you used, and you have to see how much money you're paying for something that you're just gonna throw away, it makes you realize that you can make do with less. Charging for disposable bags makes so much more sense all around. You can get around these people who are trying to manipulate around that arbitrary cutoff by just charging for all disposable bags. And there are people who legitimately need to use these plastic bags. People will use them when they're going on public transit, or maybe people want to take them home and use them as garbage can liners. Or maybe if it's a better quality plastic bag, these people want to bring them back to the store so they can use them again. Plastic bag bans eliminate these options for people, but a plastic bag tax keeps the bags available for the people who need them while deterring the people who can go without. And the best part about plastic bag taxes is that they work. A study in Chicago showed that a single-use plastic bag ban did almost nothing to reduce plastic bag use because stores switched to thicker bags. But when the city implemented a tax on disposable bags, their use dropped by 40%. And that effect is similar to what we've seen in Washington, D.C. and California. And these policies don't just work in the United States. When Uruguay implemented a 7-cent tax on disposable bags, bag usage dropped by an astounding 75%. The best way to stop the problems caused by plastic bags is to reduce their use. But there are still millions of plastic bags littering the world. For an individual city to try and clean up plastic bags, it costs around 3 to 8 cents per bag. This is a collection of 23 plastic bags. And if I weigh it right here, what we get is, look at that, it works out to exactly 4.5 ounces. It just dropped down, but 4.5 ounces means there's roughly 80 plastic bags in a pound of plastic trash. That means for a city to find and dispose of a pound of plastic bags, the low end cost would be about $2.50, and the high end cost would be on the order of $6.50. It's incredibly expensive for individual cities to try and clean up a pound of plastic trash. That's why you should consider supporting #TeamSeas, which is using economies of scale to clean up ocean plastic for $1 a pound.
The goal of Team Seas is to remove 30 million pounds of trash from the ocean. Probably the craziest thing we've ever attempted.
If you want more information, check out this video. Otherwise, if you want more videos on economics, go ahead and check out this video.